Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Hello and welcome to the 2021 MACCC Softball State Tournament Championship here in Fulton on the campus of Itawamba Community College. Game number one between the Northeast Tigers and the Jones Bobcats. Hello everybody, I'm Jeremy Kennedy along with Kevin Maloney. The first of 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow, and the tournament will roll all the way through Saturday. A gorgeous afternoon after some tough weather in North Mississippi the last couple of days. But we've got a great matchup, great weather, and we're going to have a fun tournament here for the next 3 days. We're going to have a look at the national anthem here in just a moment. We'll talk about these 2 teams in their first matchup this season and then have the first pitch for you. This is the Davis Ford pregame show. Visit davisfordsales.com or stop by 904 West Main Street in Fulton to pick out your next dream car, truck, or van from Davis Ford. That's Davis Ford pregame sponsor. Lineups going on out there today. And Kevin, before we have the national anthem, you've been around this before. It's such a really cool tournament when you get these state tournaments and a chance to win a championship.
I think first and foremost, a big shout out to the quote-unquote grounds crew. I know that involves some of the coaching staff too for Itawamba, but to be able to start this game at noon after the weather we had yesterday is a really big compliment to the people that did all the work to get this. So first and foremost, yes, the field looks awesome, great weather. 2 teams that split regular season matchup. I think we're seeing the same pitching matchup in game 1. So, you got to win the first one. I think that's the most important thing. So both these teams are going out here basically, hey, you got to win the first game. And I think it should be a great matchup. 2 teams that respect each other a whole lot and can score a whole lot of runs.
Yeah, this is a really interesting matchup. You mentioned it. Obviously, you get the north-south situation in this one, as Northeast has been introduced, as Jones is about to be introduced as well. We'll go over a look at the starting lineups after the national anthem in just a second, which they'll have. But just such a really cool tournament. Had a chance to do these over the years, with your position at different junior colleges, and obviously you see a lot of great talent. Some of these players you're going to see them playing at the next level, and really cool to see them battle it out at the end of the season for a championship.
Yeah, you got 4 teams in the top 10 that are playing in this tournament. And it's, our head coach at Jones, Chris Robinson, mentioned that it's just really a shame that next week not all these teams are going to be in the region tournament units. We're fortunate enough in Region 23 to have 2 teams that get to go to the Big 12 Series. Anybody in this tournament can make a run next week or the week after that. So, like you said, it's really good softball, and if you haven't watched it at this level yet, it's tons of talent in Mississippi.
Number 14, Christian Walker. 16, Sterling James.
Jones has been introduced as well. We'll pause now for the national anthem before first pitch of Game 1 of the MACCC Softball State Tournament.
Jones is coached by Chris Robinson. The associate head coach is Bob Harrington, and assistant Tori Drew. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask before Game 1 that you would please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Gee willikers, this Coca-Cola Zero Sugar tastes mighty delicious.
Come on, buddy. It has zero sugar.
But it tastes great.
Let's take the breakables away. If you keep lying like this, you'll be a puppet forever.
But it's the honest truth.
You'll never be a real boy.
It's no lie.
You're right. It's delicious.
Told you. I never lie.
Welcome back. This has been the Davis Ford pregame show. Now we enter into the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups. And brought to you by Tupelo Bottling. And now we'll look at the starting lineups for the Jones Bobcats. Defensively for the Bobcats in left field, T-Rain Saunders. In center field, Christian Edwards. In right field, it's Megan Nguyen. At third base is Taisha Cole. Shortstop is Macy Knight. Second base is Kat Wallace. First base is Lauren Lindsay. Behind the plate is Lauren Pope. And in the circle for game number 1 for the Bobcats is number 17, Nia Luckett. And so now, give you a look at some of the numbers on the year. We're about to have the First American National Bank opening pitch. And the numbers on Nia Luckett. And she's about to deliver the first pitch of the tournament. On the year, just a freshman, making her 17th appearance, 10th start. She's 9-4 on the year with 1 save, 6 complete games. And the first pitch of the tournament is sent out into right field and is tracked there for out number 1 by Nguyen. So Riley Pitt will lead things off. First pitch, fly out to right.
Luckett, the reigning NJCAA National Pitcher of the Week. She's won her last 5 starts. Like you mentioned, just a freshman. She did not pitch in the first matchup between these two teams, so these Northeast bats are seeing her for the first time.
Will be Cassidy Duskin, the pitcher for the Tigers, who will step in. And first pitch she sees is high for ball 1. So the numbers on Nia Luckett: 69 in the third innings pitched, 46 hits, 36 runs, 25 earned, 27 walks, 81 strikeouts. She has given up 9 home runs on the year as this pitch is laced out into left center field for a base hit, and Duskin provides the Tigers a 1-out base runner. She carries a 2.52 ERA, has an average strikeout per 7 innings of 8.18. So obviously a high strikeout pitcher, but Northeast is going to get some pitches in the zone. This Jones pitching staff, despite how great they've been this year, has given up 37 home runs. It's a staff, though, that has a 2.58 ERA. This will bring up Caroline Clark, the designated player. Numbers offensively for the Tigers have been pretty good as Clark swings through that first pitch, 0-1. Northeast hits .329 on the year. They have a .384 on base percentage and a .513 slugging percentage. They've also hit 34 home runs, so this is a very aggressive team. And with Luckett, her ability to put the ball in the strike zone, the Tigers are going to have some chances, but Luckett has been so good this year, and Kevin, you mentioned it, they haven't seen her. And so Luckett's got a chance to get through this lineup without really the Tigers having much of a scouting report.
Yeah, and we know that Northeast can swing the bat. The previous meeting in Ellisville, this one's popped up.
Popped up right side, and it will stay in, but then there's some confusion on the right side of that infield between the catcher Pope and the first baseman Lindsay. So Clark will get another chance, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So yeah, I mentioned the first meeting, Northeast won 8-1, game 1. We just got, absolutely dominated by Cassidy Duskin in the circle, who will throw game 1 here today. But it's a Northeast team that scored 16 runs. They kept us off balance all day long. So, we knew coming into this one, there's going to be a lot of hits, and we think a lot of runs scored.
This one fouled back to the screen, and another pitch in the strike zone, and Clark didn't miss it by much. Tigers on the year, 23-17 overall, 16-12 inside the MACCC, coached by Jody Long, assisted by Kevin Connell. Bobcats coached by Chris Robinson, assisted by Bob Harrington and Torrey Drew. That's it. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bobcats are 35-7, 22-6 in the league, winners of 13 in a row, and one of the favorites to win this tournament this week here in Fulton. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Duskin on first after the single. 2-2 pitch, and that one stays outside, ball 3. So a good at bat here for Caroline Clark to run the count full, and a chance perhaps for some action on the base paths with 1 down in the top of the first.
Well, I keep mentioning the previous meeting, but Northeast jumped on top early in game 1. They scored 3 in the second.
There's a pitch inside for ball 4. Duskin was on the move. She gets to second base, so Luckett had a bit of a jam here early. First and second, 1 down after the walk, and that will bring up the cleanup hitter, the shortstop, Charlie Clanton.
But, yeah, this is Northeast. This is what they want to do. They want to jump on top of you early, which they did in the previous 2 meetings against Jones this year. They scored 5 runs in the first inning in game 2, so it's kind of familiar territory for Jones from a few weeks ago.
Clanton hitting .317 on the year, 4 home runs, 34 runs batted in as that pitch gets to the backstop. And pass ball is going to allow both runners to move up, so now the Tigers with 2 in scoring position. And so Luckett, after getting the first pitch of the tournament to go her way with an out to right field, has since struggled a bit, and Jones is not wasting any time. There's some activity down there in that bullpen. So Clanton hitting .317 on the year, and this one is a swing and a miss. 4 home runs, 34 runs batted in. She has a .351 on base percentage, a .520 slugging percentage. She's second on the team in RBIs behind Caroline Clark, who stands at second base. There's another swing and a miss as Luckett able to put 2 in the strike zone, and that's kind of the feast or famine. She's either going to get hit hard or she's going to pile up a bunch of strikeouts, and she desperately needs one here to try to limit the damage.
One of the hardest throwing pitchers on that staff for Jones, touch 64, 65.
1-2, and this one is high for ball 2. Yeah, and if you think about that from a baseball standpoint, that's about 90 miles an hour, which is really impressive.
Yeah, Naya's really done it with her bat as well. Almost, I think she's hit around 380, 390 on the year as well.
The 2-2 swing and a miss. First strikeout of the afternoon for Luckett. It comes at a great time for the Bobcats. 2 down in the inning. 82nd strikeout of the year for Luckett.
First baseman number 3, Demi Lindsay.
will bring up Demi Lindsay, the first baseman for Northeast. Lindsay hitting .278 on the year, 6 home runs, tied for second on the team in that category, 29 runs batted in, and she takes a first pitch called strike on the inside corner. She has a .328 on base percentage and a .513 slugging percentage, 29 runs batted in. The Tigers trying to get on the board first. And here's another swing and a miss, and Luckett suddenly now 1 strike away from getting out of this inning completely unscathed after the Tigers had gotten 2 in scoring position. The 0-2 pitch, inside corner, got her looking. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout. Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. Visit RenaissanceBank.com. So the Tigers get 2 in scoring position, but cannot score. Back-to-back strikeouts for Luckett. As we move to the bottom of the first inning, no score in game number 1 of the 2021 MACCC State Softball Tournament. This is the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Bottom of the first here in Fulton, game number 1 of the state tournament. And Jones able to escape a second and third 1-out situation. The Bobcats will now come to the plate. As we take a look at the Coca-Cola Bottling Works defensive alignment for the Northeast Tigers. In left field, it's Maddie Pilcher. Center field, it's Tori Harrison. Right field, Riley Pitt. Around the horn defensively, third base, Faith Fontenot. Shortstop, Charlie Clanton. Second base, Taylor King. First base, Demi Lindsay. Behind the dish in game number 1 for the Tigers is Hannah Milhorn. And inside the circle is number 4, Cassidy Duskin, who has had a terrific year for the Tigers. And she has certainly had a very good game 1 when these two teams met. She will deal with Taisha Cole, Nia Luckett, and Lauren Lindsay for the Bobcats. As the first pitch for Duskin is upstairs for ball 1. The numbers on Duskin: 22nd appearance on the year. She's made 16 starts, 11-8 on the season. She's pitched 16 complete games, 109 innings so far, 103 hits, 55 runs, 45 earned, 30 walks, 71 strikeouts. She's given up 3 home runs of the year and has a 2.89 ERA. And Kevin, you got a chance to see her in person the first time these two teams played, and she had a really good game against the Bobcats.
Yeah, she was locked down, struck out 9 in a complete game, allowed 1 run. That was in the 3rd inning, only walked 2. But, yeah, she kept the Jones hitters off balance the whole game and got ahead of a lot of hitters, whereas here today, 3-0 to start.
And Taisha Cole leads things off for the Bobcats, who hit .381 on the year. They have a .438 on-base percentage, a .698 slugging percentage, and have hit 84 home runs this season. They've also stolen 162 bases. And as that pitch from Duskin does get into the strike zone, 3 balls and 1 strike. Cole hitting .450 on the season, 10 home runs, 44 runs batted in. She has a .503 on-base percentage and an .870 slugging percentage. The numbers for Jones eye-popping offensively. It'll be very tough for Duskin to keep this lineup at bay as Cole fouls that one down the right field line. So now the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And for Cole, as you would imagine, a leadoff hitter runs very well. She leads the team in stolen bases with 30, only been caught stealing once this year. You don't often see a leadoff hitter with 10 home runs, but she's got them as she fouls that one off, and already a good at bat here for Cole. She's about to see pitch number 7.
Yeah, Cole has 10 home runs on the year. She's one of 4 Jones players that's got double-digit home runs. 13 different players have hit a home run this year for Jones. So you mentioned the pop, but they also, when they get on base, they want to move a whole lot.
She has 44 RBIs, too, which means the bottom of that lineup has done its job also. Full count pitch misses up and in, so a leadoff walk issued by Duskin, and Cole does get down to first base. And this will bring up the pitcher, Nia Luckett, with a chance to move her teammate. And so we'll see early if the Bobcats choose to run. Already we see signals by Hannah Milhorn, the Tigers catcher. And for Luckett, you mentioned it, you were close. You said she hits around 400. How about 391? So she does it in the circle and also at the plate. And takes that first pitch over for a called strike. She has 3 home runs on the year, 16 runs batted in. She has a .457 on base percentage and a .681 slugging percentage. She also has 15 stolen bases as well, so she can really do everything for this ball club. She tried to bunt at that one and went around, so Duskin now ahead in the count, 0-2. Trying to settle in after the leadoff walk issued to Cole.
Yeah, Luckett, 3 home runs, and that's as a slap hitter.
Yeah, that's also kind of an interesting thing, too. She's not just standing in there. She does slap this one left side. That one gets through for a base hit. First hit for Jones this afternoon, and the Bobcats now have runners at first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, and if you're Northeast, this is not the batter you wanted to see with 2 on and nobody out. Lauren Lindsay is seeing a beach ball right now. She's got 19 home runs on the year. She's hit a home run, 7 home runs in the last 8 games, and it just looks very simple for her at the plate. So seeing if the streak will continue for Lauren Lindsay.
She hits .470. You mentioned the 19 home runs. She leads the team with 62 RBIs. And squares to bunt. And the throw down to second base, and they've got Cole in a rundown. To third base it goes. And the diving play is made at second base. Boy, what a great play out there at third base by Faith Fontenot. But, boy, that could have been a disaster there for Northeast. Instead of flipping it back to second and getting the tag, Fontenot made a diving play, and she was able to get Cole at second base. It's a big out recorded by the Tigers.
Well, I knew that Jones would be aggressive. Didn't want to be that aggressive if you're Taisha Cole, but Northeast got a really big first out.
Yeah, really good job by the Tigers to execute the run down there, and a nice throw by Milhorn behind the plate. And this one is hammered out of the right field. This is going to be down and go all the way to the wall. An extra base hit for Lindsay. They're going to send the runner. Now they're going to hold up Luckett at third base. It's a double for Lauren Lindsay, her 15th double of the year, and the Bobcats have 2 runners in scoring position.
You take the pickoff away, and it's 2-0 right now. That just shows you how big of a play that was for Northeast to get that first out. And Lauren Lindsay continues to just drill the softball right now all around the field.
This is a team that came in 84 doubles, so add 1, so 85 doubles, 84 home runs. Talking about 169 extra base hits for this team this year. That also incredibly impressive. Lauren Pope will step in now, the catcher, with a chance to bring in 2 of her teammates. Pope this year, .351 average, 10 home runs, 26 runs batted in. As Kevin mentioned, one of 5 Jones players with double-digit home runs. She has a .435 on base percentage and a .784 slugging percentage. 1-0 pitch misses inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield pretty straight away for the Tigers. Big gap, though, a little bit more in right field as right fielder Briley Pitt for the Tigers is pulled a little bit more towards the right field line. A little bit of wind out in right center for the ballpark. Just a gorgeous day for softball. And that pitch inside, and that's going to hit Pope, and that's going to send her down to first base. And now the bases are loaded as Duskin really laboring here at the top of the first.
You wonder if Duskin is just a little too geeked up, you know. Hey, I pitched really well against Jones last time, a lot of confidence. But it's the first game of the tournament. You know, you got some nerves going, of course. I don't know if she's played in this tournament before. Is she a freshman? Yes, she is. So first time she's played in this setting before. Maybe it's just a lot of nerves.
Yeah, and she getting a conversation from her catcher, Hannah Milhorn. I'm going to cue, look, this is a really big tournament. Obviously, the Tigers are going to have to win a lot of games in order to advance beyond this tournament. And she knows that, and you're right. She knows she's got a lot of pressure on her in the circle. She's facing this incredibly dangerous lineup, and it's going to continue. Megan Nguyen, the right fielder, will step in, and the breaking ball over for a called strike. Nguyen on the season, .421 average, 3 homers, 16 runs batted in. She has a .470 on base percentage, a .592 slugging percentage. And in case you're curious, 10 for 10 in stolen bases this year. The 0-1, and that one is high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you're Jones, you're excited to see Megan back in the lineup. She missed the first 15 games of the year, I believe, with a wrist injury, and she's just hit the ground running in the lineup.
Big pitch here for Duskin, try to get ahead. Breaking ball, that one over for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that may be what Duskin's got to do is pitch backwards, throw more off-speed pitches in hitters' counts. So Nguyen have to be careful here at the plate. Duskin looking for a strikeout here. The 1-2 pitch, and that one is fouled back to the net.
It's one of the first few hitters that Duskin's gotten ahead of, so that's big for her confidence right now. What first batter of the game, she goes 3-0, and then you get a hit by a pitch. So she's trying to get a big strikeout here, you mentioned.
1-2, and good stop there by Milhorn to keep everybody where they are. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Duskin not really worried about pitch count as much here in softball, but she is throwing a lot of pitches here in this first inning. And all of them have been really high leverage. 2-2, and that one fouled back to us. Tried to elevate a pitch, and Nguyen was able to get a piece of it.
I noticed right before that pitch, the center fielder actually shifted about 5 or 10 feet to her right, so I wonder what they may have seen there.
Tori Harrison playing pretty straight away out there in center field right now. The 2-2 pitch, and that one again in the dirt. Good job by Milhorn to block it. So now the count runs full. So from 1-2 to 3-2, this is just what this Jones offense does. And so if you're Duskin, there's nowhere to put Nguyen. You got to come after her right here to try to avoid the bases loaded walk. The full count pitch from Duskin, and this one is fouled to that dugout. And so the battle continues. We've seen a couple of these so far here in the bottom of the first between Duskin and these Jones hitters. Luckett at third, she singled. Lauren Lindsay at second base, she doubled. And Lauren Pope at first, she walked. Now Megan Nguyen's got a chance to get the Bobcats on the board. Another payoff pitch. And this would chop left side, grounded there to second for 1, to first base, not in time. And so the run will score from third in the form of Luckett. Tigers do get an out, and it's 1-0 Bobcats. So a nice job there out at shortstop by Charlie Clanton. Not to be distracted by Lindsay moving from second to third, and made a nice pitch over to second base. Taylor King just couldn't make the turn. And so the Bobcats do get on the board. They've got runners at the corners as Lindsay did advance. And now we'll see the shortstop, Macy Knight, for the Bobcats. And Knight on the year having a pretty good season, as you would imagine. Trying to get that runner from third home. And first pitch has a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1.
I was just about to say on Duskin, like her pitch selection, looks like she started with off speed, then she went rise, and then she went fastball. But on the count here tonight, she goes fastball out the gate. So I wonder if she'll go off speed again here to kind of keep the sequence.
0-1, chopped right back up the middle, and that one gets through for a base hit into center field. 1 run's going to score. The throw to third's not in time. Knight takes second base on the throw. It's an RBI single for Knight. Jones now leads it 2-0, and they've got 2 more in scoring position.
Yeah, Knight just did enough to fist that one, just enough right up the middle. You had the second baseman and shortstop that inches away from making the play, and I honestly thought when that ball got through that the center fielder, we were going to have another run situation to get the lead runner.
We're going to have a meeting inside the circle. We'll step aside as well. Bobcats lead at 2-0. This is the ICC Sports Network.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The tats right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
2-0 is your score here in the bottom of the first as Kevin Connell, the pitching coach, has concluded his meeting in the circle with his infield. Duskin has not been hit completely hard. A couple of seeing eye singles, but Jones has found exactly where they needed to be. Now Tiaraine Saunders, the left fielder, will hit for the Bobcats. And takes the first pitch outside for ball one. Macy Knight driving in her 27th RBI of the year with that single. And now Saunders hits .394, 10 home runs, 31 RBIs, .464 on base percentage, a .725 slugging percentage. And she is now ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes as Duskin continues to labor here in the bottom of the first against this really talented Jones lineup.
Yeah, this will be the 30th pitch of the first inning for Duskin. You mentioned pitch count. Doesn't really affect you much in softball, but that is a lot of pitches.
That pitch high for ball 3. Home plate umpire, Alan Lunsford. Home first base umpire, Ronnie Russell. Third base umpire, Jeffrey Miller. Those umpires brought to you by the Cagle Eye Center. Call 862-EYES. It's 862-EYES. There's a get-me-over pitch for a called strike, 3-1. So the Bobcats with 2 already in, 2 in scoring position here in the bottom of the first with 2 down. Trying to really put some separation between them and the Tigers. 3-1. This one dribbled left side. It'll be fielded, and they're going to say foul ball.
Okay, wow.
So Fontenot came up and made the nice play, but the home plate umpire, Alan Lunsford, says that was a foul ball. So Saunders is going to hit again, and a break for the Bobcats as that would have ended the inning. Now Saunders has a chance to keep it alive.
Well, Jeremy, I want to see how, one, this inning plays out, but then the game. You look back at that one play right there, and if it's a 2-run game later in the game, you go right back to that pitch.
Yeah, if you're Duskin, got to try to find a way to pitch around it and inside, and that's going to hit her. And so Saunders will head down to first base.
At first, I thought it hit the bat, but then I heard the pop of the knuckles, and that one does not feel good. It's a hit her left hand.
Yeah, you could see Saunders shaking her left hand. I'm like you. My first thought was perhaps that hit the bat because she brought it in a bit, but that definitely hit the knuckles.
Just trying to see. That's the second hit by pitch in the game. I mentioned, in the previous meeting, she had 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. Pitched ahead a lot, but once again got behind 3-1 in the count. She's got to get ahead of the Jones hitters.
So that will bring up Kat Wallace, the second baseman. Wallace hitting .356 on the year, no home runs, 13 runs batted in. She has a .391 on base percentage, a .485 slugging percentage. Freshman from right up the road in Saltillo, a Tupelo High School graduate. And she takes that pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Well, Jones has got some activity in their bullpen. The Tigers do not, despite Duskin's sluggish start here in the first. And that pitch inside catches the corner again, where there's some real late movement into the righties on that pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Duskin tries to get out of this inning, only giving up the 2 runs. The Bobcats have the bases loaded. Trying to look for more. The 1-2, this one grounded left side. Fontenot will cut it off, make the throw at first, not in time. And that's going to score 2 runs for the Bobcats. And it's now 4-0 on an RBI infield single by Kat Wallace.
So I just mentioned a minute ago about that, could have been the end of the inning, 2-0 all of a sudden. 3 pitches later, you're looking at a 4-0 deficit now. So Northeast just got to try to stop the bleeding a little bit as Bobcats are sending the 9th hitter up to bat.
So that will bring up Christian Edwards in some really heads-up base running. Again, a slow ground ball left side. Fontenot did her best to cut it off and make the throw. But just a good job by Wallace to beat it out. And that's a 4 spot now on the board for the Bobcats. And if you're Duskin, well, that's got to really highlight your frustration. Really and truly, the double by Lauren Lindsay is the only hard-hit ball in this inning, but she's also hurt herself with a couple of HBPs and a walk. And now the Bobcats have a chance to really blow this open with 2 on and 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss as Edwards, the center fielder, as Kevin mentioned, is the 9th hitter in the lineup. She hits .397 on the year. And how about your number 9 hitter with 13 home runs, 40 runs batted in? She has a .440 on-base percentage and an .809 slugging percentage as she grounds this one to Fontenot. And Fontenot will glove it and step on the bag for out number 3, but not before the Bobcats score 4 in the bottom of the first inning. And after 1 in game 1, it's Jones 4, Northeast nothing. You're watching it on the ICC Sports Network.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest price pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza, pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing.
Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser. Only $7.
Pizza, pizza.
Top of the second. Jones leads it 4-0 in game number 1 of the state softball tournament here in Fulton. Jeremy Kennedy, Kevin Maloney with you here in game number 1. Adam Gore, the SID and ICC, is going to have the broadcast for the Indians later this afternoon. I'll be with you for the other 3 for sure, as all 4 teams, all 4 games today, all 4 games tomorrow, and then after that we'll kind of just wait and see, as the Tigers are going to send up 6, 7, and 8 to face Nia Luckett, Taylor King, Faith Fontenot, and Hannah Milhorn. King, the second baseman, will lead things off. She hits .315 on the year, 5 homers, 29 RBIs. She has a .345 on base percentage and a .512 slugging percentage, and hammered that ball foul behind the Jones dugout. She is quickly behind 0-2 as Luckett continuing to pound the strike zone and misses on the outside for ball 1. We talked about Luckett and the fact that she's going to pound the strike zone. A lot of strikeouts. Northeast also is going to get some chances to hit fastballs in the zone if they can do it. Had a chance at the first couple of runners on base but couldn't score, as that one is fouled back. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Talking to the associate head coach Bob Harrington, also the pitching coach for Jones before the game, and said that she's really added a little tweak to her screwball, which you'll see a lot today.
The 1-2 swing and a miss. She went with the rise ball. 3rd strikeout for Luckett, 1 down here in the second.
Okay, for the Tigers, the third baseman, number 18, Faith Fontenot.
So that will bring up Faith Fontenot. It's the 84th strikeout on the year for Luckett. And now Fontenot will step in to try to get something started for the Tigers as they try to respond after that 4-run first for the Bobcats. Fontenot hitting .260 on the year, 1 home run, 9 runs batted in. She has a .326 on base percentage, a .364 slugging percentage. And takes that pitch outside. They're going to check down to first. And Ronnie Russell correctly, I would argue, says she did not go around. So 2 balls and no strikes to the Tigers' third baseman.
On the last matchup, Fontenot 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. So trying to stay hot against Jones.
Swing and a miss, where she really chased the pitch outside the zone there. 2 balls and a strike. Fontenot, a freshman out of Hamilton. As you would imagine, a lot of local players more so for the Tigers. Jones a little bit more kind of all over. Got some North Mississippi players as that pitch goes off the glove of Lauren Pope. And you and I have a great vantage point. We're right behind home plate where you can just feel the velocity coming from Luckett. You mentioned she's around 63, 64 miles an hour, and that's going to be awfully tough to pick up for these Tigers hitters. The 3-1, swing and a miss, challenged her, and Fontenot came up empty, and that will run the count full.
Yeah, the biggest thing is she's mixing up her pitches really well. But, yeah, she's the hardest thrower on the team, and we're riding the hot hand. She's won her last 5 starts.
3-2 pitch, inside corner, got the call. Strike 3 as Fontenot is turned away looking. That is the 4th strikeout, 2nd out of the inning, and that's 4 outs in a row recorded via the strikeout.
Number 14, Hannah Milhorn.
So she struck out Charlie Clanton, Demi Lindsay, Taylor King, and Faith Fontenot, and now she'll deal with Hannah Milhorn, the catcher, batting in the 8th spot for the Tigers. And that first pitch in there for a call, strike 0-1. Milhorn on the year, 362 average, 3 homers, 28 RBIs. She has a 438 on-base percentage and a 552 slugging percentage. The Tigers looking to get something started here in this inning as Milhorn chases that pitch. And you mentioned it, there's a lot of tailing movement away from the righties. And so far, the Tigers just have not been able to pick up that pitch.
And definitely, I think she's adjusted since the first couple batters because, heck, the first hit of the game was a rocket shot, but she's kind of adjusted.
Trying to make quick work of the Tigers here in the second. 0-2, and that time missed away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Tigers were able to lay off of that pitch and get her to pitch more into the strike zone. They'll have some chances if they can barrel up some balls, but right now, Luckett is having her way with this Northeast lineup. The 1-2, swing and a miss, got her to chase upstairs. That's another Renaissance Bank strikeout. Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. Striking out the side is Nia Luckett there. 5 straight strikeouts for her as we move to the bottom of the second. Jones leads it 4-0. This is the MACCC Softball State Tournament on Let'sGoICC.com.
You live life on your own terms. You won't be told what you can't do. And we're here to back you. From the boardroom to the big stage, Renaissance Bank supports women striving for success. Because greatness isn't held to anyone's expectations, except yours. So if anyone says you can't, prove them wrong. Rise with Renaissance, supporting women in the communities they influence every day.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family, roll Trav!
To the bottom of the second we go. 4-0 your score. Jones on top of the Tigers. And Northeast desperately needs a 0 put up here as Cassidy Duskin threw a lot of high leverage, stressful pitches in that first. And Jones batted all the way around. They sent 9 to the plate, so they'll have the top of the order up here in the second. Aisha Cole, Nia Luckett, and Lauren Lindsay. And you and I were talking, Kevin, about Luckett in the break and just how incredibly dominant she's been. Now 86 strikeouts on the year, 5 in a row. And somebody that really didn't pitch a lot early in the season but has come on late and dominated. Only 1 earned run in the last 25 innings.
Yeah, she worked her way into the lineup. We had an injury to Kristen Walker, one of the pitchers that was supposed to see a lot of action, and she took advantage of her opportunity, and we have ridden her the last 5 or 6 weeks. And she's also swinging the bat well at the plate, but like you mentioned, just 1 earned run the last 25 innings, the reigning national pitcher of the week, and going to ride her today as long as we possibly can.
Luckett, the freshman from Philadelphia, doing her job, and she'll actually hit second in this inning behind the leadoff hitter, Taisha Cole, who reached first base She had a walk to start this game, and she takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Well, if you're Duskin, all you can do is just try and keep Jones where they are and hope that your hitters can get you back in it. Bobcats looking to really separate. And that pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think we're also going to see from Duskin a lot of pitching away. Try to force the Jones hitters to go to the opposite field. Because this is a team that has already hit 84 home runs on the year. Breaking pitch, and that one is popped up right behind us here in the press box, and she hit Cole way out in front there. Really good pitch by Cassidy Duskin.
Yeah, if I'm Duskin, that's what I go to. I'm going changeup. I'm going rise. I try to stay away from the fastball unless it's early in the count.
The 1-2 pitch, and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. She just missed with the fastball away. And the other thing about this Jones team, too, every single batter in that first inning put the ball in play. So no strikeouts we talk about with Luckett. She's got 5 of them, as that all-speed pitch is way high for ball 3. And that's just the pressure that Jones puts on you. You put the ball in play, you just put more pressure on the defense and certainly the pitchers. And Duskin just didn't really get any easy outs in that first inning, and now in danger of issuing a leadoff walk. The full count pitch, this one grounded left side, and a nice play there, and the long throw over is made by Charlie Clanton for out number 1. That's a big out for the Tigers here in the second.
Yeah, Duskin fortunate there to get that first batter, and I think they may have pulled her off the bag. I think that's what the discussion is, because Coach Harrington at first base right away said, hey, I think she's off the bag. It was a long stretch, but the really quick conference, nobody had a better view than he did at first base.
Yeah, so Tigers do get the out, and if you're the first base coach, might as well every now and again just ask and see what happens. Nia Luckett, the pitcher, will step in 1 for 1 with a single and scored the game's first run. Will step in and chops this one right side over the head of the first baseman, Lindsay, and Luckett is on again with her second hit. 2 for 2, and she's having a heck of an afternoon so far. So Luckett came in hitting 391. That average is going to be pushing closer to 400 the next time she comes to the plate. And, of course, this sets the table for the meat of the order in Lauren Lindsay. 1 for 1 with a double. She hit her 15th double her first time to the plate. 19 home runs on the year, 62 RBIs, hitting over 470 on the season. And breaking pitch downstairs, throw down to second base, not in time. Nia Luckett with another stolen base, and for her, that's 16. She's now 16 for 16 on the year. Jones 163 for 172.
Yeah, she read that ball down. As soon as she saw that it was going to be well in front of the plate, she took off running. And Jones wants to move a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if she takes off here first pitch.
The 1-0 pitch, and that one in there for a strike, 1-1. So Lauren Lindsay, 63 hits in 133 at-bats. Just really impressive. Only 11 strikeouts all year. And she fouls that one back to the screen, and Duskin is now ahead 1-2.
Yeah, if you're Duskin, don't miss inside. You saw Lindsay's first at-bat, punched it out to right field. You said that she's been pitching away. That's where she's got to stay on that black on the outside corner, or Lindsay's going to make her pay.
The 1-2 pitch, and that one fouled back to the screen again. And that time she did come in. She tried to challenge Lindsay on the inside, had some latent movement, and Lindsay did enough just to get the handle of the barrel to foul that one back to the net. So we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Duskin doesn't have a strikeout yet. Could use one here. The 1-2. Oh, hit her on the helmet. That's the 3rd time that a Jones hitter has been hit in an inning and a third. And so that's going to get Lindsay down to first base and going to put 2 runners on board. So Lauren Pope will step in. She reached base first time with a walk.
This is the catcher, number 29, Lauren Pope.
Well, that's what the helmets are for, Jeremy, and got every bit of that one.
Yeah, it's a good thing, obviously, that she's okay and is down at first base and seems to be all right. Now Pope steps to the plate, the cleanup hitter for Jones, and takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. One of 5 Jones players with double-digit home runs. She's got 10. Hitting .351 on the year. A high fly ball right field. It'll hang up there and be caught by Pitt, and she'll throw it back in as Luckett will tag and move to third. So 2 down in the inning. Big out recorded there by Duskin. Now a chance to get out of it without giving up a run.
That'll bring up number 28, Megan Nguyen.
So that will bring up Megan Nguyen, the right fielder. 0 for 1, grounded into a fielder's choice. Her first time to the plate, but did get an RBI out of it. Her 17th of the season.
We mentioned 3 hit by pitches already for Duskin. She had only hit 16 all season in 40 games. But this is a really important out to throw a 0 on the board if you're Duskin.
Yeah, any chance the Tigers have to get back in this one, they got to get a 0 here, you would imagine. Strike on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Another Jones women's tennis team's out in Arizona. I believe they're visiting the Grand Canyon today. Mark Easley and Brooks Buffington made the trip out there with the women's tennis team, so safe travels home.
The 1-1, this one shot down the first base side, but foul. And Duskin now ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes. There have been several times where she's been ahead 1 and 2, but just hasn't been able to finish the deal, either with a strikeout or just an out of any kind. I mean, she was ahead of Lindsay 1 and 2, and then tried to come inside and hit her. And so now ahead 1 and 2, and that pitch in the dirt, and Lindsay's going to get down to second base. So that will now put runners at second and third. Megan Nguyen trying to get the 2 RBI hit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And she does. This one ripped through the right side. That's going to score 1. Lindsay's going to be waved at home. Here comes the throw. Not in time. It's a 2 RBI single for Megan Nguyen, and it's 6-0.
So the last 4 runs for Jones have been on 2-out hitting, a 2-run single by Kat Wallace, and this one a 2-out, 2-run single by Megan Nguyen. And, of course, every time going the opposite way because that's what's giving them. They're pitching away, and Jones is just pushing it out and taking what they get.
RBIs 18 and 19 for Nguyen, and the Bobcats just continue to be relentless offensively. And you're right, they've done a good job with the adjustment. That you knew coming in that Duskin was not going to try to challenge all of these hitters all the time and force these Bobcats to go the opposite way, and they have done that to this point. First pitch swinging left side, grounded to Clanton at short, and she will throw out Macy Knight to retire the side. But not before 2 more runs come across for the Bobcats. And after 2, it's 6-0 Jones. You're watching it on the ICC Sports Network.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
To the top of the third we go. Jones on top 6-0 after two more in the bottom half of the inning. Luckett will deal with 9, 1, and 2 for the Tigers. Leading it off will be center fielder Tori Harrison. And she takes the first pitch over for a called strike on the year. Harrison gotten a lot of play there in center field. She swings and misses through that one. Harrison hitting .231 on the season, 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in. She has a .314 on base percentage and a .363 slugging. And that pitch stays high for ball one.
Sorry, Jeremy, I was going to say, you know, if you're Northeast, you're just not seeing the ball really well right now. I'd be curious to see if you try to just lay one down, you know, just try to get a base runner on any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, Luckett has retired the last 5 via the strikeout. Make it 6. Boy, Luckett is dealing out there right now as Harrison goes down, 1 away in the third. Well, now, you know, we always talk about baseball, softball, and sometimes a game begins for a pitcher when they face the lineup the second time through, and this is what Luckett's about to do now. As Briley Pitt took the first pitch of the game and lined out to right field. He looks at the first pitch of this at bat and takes it for a called strike. Pitt hits .468 on the year, 6 home runs, which is second on the team in that category, 33 RBIs, which is also second on the team in category. She has a .500 on base percentage and a .786 slugging percentage as she chops this one foul down the left side, and you can tell she is ultra aggressive at the plate.
You know, and the 6-0 lead is a little deceiving if you've watched. You know, it's 1 or 2 plays. It's a slow roller or it's a hit by a pitch. It feels much closer than the score shows you right now.
The 0-2 pitch, and this one chopped left side. And up with it, and a strong throw over by Macy Knight in time, and that will retire Pitt 6-3, and quickly they are 2 away in the third. No, I agree with you. We talked about it, I mean, the 3 HBPs. I mean, there have been a couple of hard hit balls, but other than that, it's been a couple of infield singles, some seeing eye singles, and then for Duskin's sake, unfortunately for her, she's just really hurt herself a lot. A couple of walks, 3 hit by pitches, and you just can't do that against anybody, but certainly not a lineup this talented.
And just, you know, the biggest difference is pitching from ahead or pitching from behind, and it's been completely the opposite. Duskin's been behind almost every batter, and Luckett his first pitch strikes through the roof.
Yeah, Duskin 1 for 1 with a single and takes that pitch on the outside corner, and she's behind, no balls and 2 strikes as Luckett just continues to absolutely pound the strike zone. Had her strikeout streak of 6 snapped a second ago with a ground out, looking to start a new one. And she does. Strikeout looking on the outside corner. Duskin didn't like it. That is strikeout number 6. She continues to dominate this Tigers lineup. We move to the bottom of the third. 6-0 your score. This is the state tournament on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
To the bottom of the third we go. Bobcats on top 6-0. They got 4 in the first, 2 in the second, and they're also getting a superb pitching performance from freshman Nia Luckett. 7 strikeouts through 3 innings. And her offense, of which she has been a part, she has 2 hits for the Bobcats and has certainly done its job. And now it'll be 7, 8, and 9 for Jones. Tia Rain Saunders in left field will lead things off. She was hit by a pitch her first time up. And takes that pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Well, that's been part of the issue for Duskin. She's hit 3 batters, walked 1. So while Jones has put the ball in play, they haven't always hit the ball incredibly hard. There's a chopper left side, and Clanton up with it and makes a strong throw over for out number 1, which is exactly what the Tigers need. They need an inning to be settled down, but just haven't been able to find it to this point. So that will bring up Kat Wallace, second baseman, had an RBI single her first time to the plate. First pitch in there for a called strike. Wallace now 14 RBIs on the year, hitting .360 on the season. It's a Jones team that does this typically every single year. She'll drop the bunt down. Duskin will field, throw to first, and in time. Boy, they're going to talk about it, and I'm not so sure that Lindsay actually had the ball in her glove. And now we're going to see, as we look at the replay, that's getting able to field it. And you just can't tell from that portion of it. But I thought live, Lindsay didn't have it, and they're going to turn it, change the call, and that's going to put Kat Wallace at first base, and now Jody Long, the head coach for the Northeast Tigers, is going to come out and have a conversation with home plate umpire Alan Lunsford.
Are we going E2 there on the low throw? Is that the ball is in the dirt, but she scoops it? I mean, a good throw, so the catcher fielded it, correct?
The conversation continues as now all 3 umpires are going to come in and have a conversation with Coach Long. I don't know that there would be anything from an interference standpoint.
Yeah, he was waving safe, saying like the ball. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a low throw. It should be on the catcher. The catcher threw it into the dirt at first. The pitcher?
Yeah, it's on Duskin so if it's an error. So it'd be E1. And, well, you can tell Coach Long just really frustrated because he knows if you get that out right there, it's 2 up, 2 down, maybe. And now we have an ejection. Coach Long has been ejected.
I get what he's doing. He's trying to fire his team up, but he may have been confused too, kind of like we were. We saw the home plate umpire come out and say safe, but he was saying that the ball did not hit her, like live ball, we're still playing. But I think that kind of threw off maybe the fielders, and that may be what Coach Long was arguing.
Yeah, so Coach Long's going to come out and I think perhaps maybe get his last argument in before he will exit for game 1. And he's also been a little frustrated with the strike zone. Duskin, the last at bat of the top of the 3rd inning, in which Duskin took the outside pitch for a called strike 3. She didn't really like it a lot. Of course, she's the pitcher. And Coach Long said something to Alan Lunsford, the home plate umpire, as he coaches first base as he was coming off the field. And so he had been frustrated. And, of course, you're watching this game, and certainly he's frustrated that a couple of things didn't go his way, and I think that kind of boiled over. And because you're thinking, if you're Northeast, you're trying to hang on here. and keep this where it is and give your team a chance to get back in it. And now you look up and you think, well, instead of having 2 outs and nobody on base, now there's 1 out and a runner on, and we felt like the call went against us. And so Coach Long's going to try to stick up for his team, but unfortunately for him, home plate umpire Alan Lunsford had enough of it and ejected him. And
there must have been some stuff earlier in the game that led up to get run that early in a game. I don't think you can get run that early unless you've been arguing balls and strikes for the full game so far, which is possible. We just can't see from up here. But hey, you see coaches get run a lot faster, and you have 3 umpires now, so maybe one of the 3 saw what we didn't see.
So that will bring up Christian Edwards, a center fielder who reached on a fielder's choice her first time to the plate. Freshman out of Laurel. And takes the first pitch high for ball 1.
But I'll say this too, Jeremy. I mean, you're getting in the postseason. I hate it for any coach to get run in the postseason. I mean, you're playing all year for this point, and you get tossed in the 3rd inning.
It does. It is disappointing. Of course, Coach Long would probably tell you, hey, look, like you said, I'm trying to fire at my team. There's a bunt back to Duskin. She'll glove it and throw to first in time. This time, no controversy whatsoever as Wallace moves up into scoring position. So the sacrifice bunt from Edwards will now turn the lineup over. And want to remind you that all sacrifice bunts on the ICC Sports Network brought to you by the ICC Wesley Foundation. So the Bobcats with a runner in scoring position and will now have the top of the order up for the 3rd time in as many innings. Taisha Cole 0 for 1, grounded out last time to the plate and chops this one right side, and a nice play made by King, and Tigers split up the zeros. So Coach Long lights a fire a bit perhaps, and finally the Bobcats are turned away from scoring. After 3, it's 6-0 Jones. This is the ICC Sports Network.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I can go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Gee willikers, this Coca-Cola Zero Sugar tastes mighty delicious.
Come on, buddy. It has 0 sugar.
But it tastes great.
Let's take the breakables away. If you keep lying like this, you'll be a puppet forever.
But it's the honest truth.
You'll never be a real boy.
No, it's no lie.
You're right. It's delicious.
Told you. I never lie.
Top of the 4th, 6-0 your score. Jones on top. Nia Luckett back out for her 4th inning of work. She'll face 3, 4, and 5 for the Tigers. Caroline Clark, Charlie Clanton, and Demi Lindsay. She has been terrific so far. 7 strikeouts. She's given up just 1 hit, no walks to this point. I beg your pardon, she has 1 walk, and it's actually to Caroline Clark, the designated player, who steps in. And the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. In fact, you go back to the top of the 1st inning, Cassidy Duskin singled up the middle, and then Clark walked. So Luckett did have a little bit of trouble in the top of the 1st early with 2 on and 1 out. They got out of it with a couple of strikeouts as that pitch is fouled back behind us to even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. And so you and I were talking about this through the break, and you brought it up. Will Jody Long, is that it for him? And we checked, and you're right. He is now not going to be able to coach his team tomorrow in the, assuming the score holds, elimination game for the Tigers, as that pitch misses inside for ball 2. So he saw not even 3 innings, or barely 3 innings of the tournament.
Yeah, and saying the Tigers don't come back today or don't advance in the losers bracket, your season's done.
This one is grounded right side. It does stay fair. And, boy, kind of an awkward play there by Lauren Lindsay.
She touched the base with her right hand to make the out.
And she did record the out. Yeah, she's kind of mocking herself and her balance up to this point. But for Jones, a bit of a break, too. That ball stayed fair. So 1 out recorded here in the 4th, and that will bring up the cleanup hitter, the shortstop, Charlie Clanton. Clanton 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She started the 6 consecutive batters for the Tigers that went down via the strikeout. And Luckett begins with the first pitch that was fouled back to the screen as she continues to just be so aggressive in the strike zone. She now has 88 strikeouts on the year. And that one is fouled back to the screen again. And this is simple. Everybody talks about it in baseball and softball. Just get out there and throw strikes. And it's so much more difficult to do than you actually think. And she's just kind of killing that. She's just pounding it.
Once she got the lead, it's been night and day difference.
This one is blooped right side. Lindsay's there, and she will make the catch for out number 2.
Hey, and in years past, that ball is off the top of the dugout and a foul ball. So the expansion of the field gives you a big foul territory down the lines, and made the catch about 5 feet in front of the Bobcat dugout.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the way the dugouts kind of open up. You know, it's unique.
It's like not a rectangle, I don't even know what the shape's called. Was it a rhombazon or what? What is it called?
Yeah, most likely
what is that shape called?
Yeah, that's what you're trying to talk about right there. Demi Lindsay with a swing and a miss for strike 1. Lindsay 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and she pops this one up behind home plate, and she's quickly behind in the count, 0-2, as the Tigers just continue to fall behind in every single count to Luckett. Lindsay's made both plays here to start the top of the 4th over there at first. Nice running catch in the pop-up. And that pitch misses outside for ball 1. Well, the infield thought they were fixing to head to the dugout, but our home plate umpire, Alan Lunsford, said that missed outside. The 1-2. High fly ball, left center field. That will hang up enough, and the catch is made by Edwards about a step in front of the fence. So Lindsay gave it a ride, but the ballpark held it, and 4 shutout innings thrown now by Nia Luckett. To the bottom half, 6-0 Jones your score. This is the ICC Sports Network.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The tats right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
Bottom of the 4th we go. 6-0 is your score, as the Bobcats will have 2, 3, and 4 coming to the plate. Nia Luckett 2 for 2 on the afternoon. She's been dominant in the circle, terrific at the plate. As the Bobcats in complete control of this one, Cassidy Duskin will try to navigate through this lineup for the 3rd time and keep the Bobcats where they are, and just hope that her offense, of which she is a part, can get something going. But it's going to be awfully tough with the way Luckett is pitching, and of course she's helped her own cause with a couple of hits and 2 runs scored.
I was like, if you're Duskin, you're just trying to extend the game right here. You know, Jones is thinking, hey, 2 runs to get us to 8 and 3 outs, and this one's over. So if you're Duskin, you're just trying to hang a 0.
First pitch is chopped foul right side. Well, she did a good job in that 3rd inning and got a couple of ground outs around an error that she committed to keep Jones off the scoreboard. No balls and 1 strike to Luckett, and that one is outside for ball 1. Just a gorgeous day for softball. First of 4 we're going to have for you here on the ICC Sports Network. Of course, the homestanding Indians will be in action later this afternoon as that one is bowled to home plate. 2 balls and a strike. Duskin just clearly didn't get on top of that one. The 2-1. Outside for ball 3, and that right there, you could see Duskin's frustration. I think that goes back to when she was rung up back in the 3rd inning on an 0-2 pitch that looked exactly like that, and I think that's what led to Coach Long arguing and eventually being ejected. But you could tell the frustration. She did not get that pitch, and there's ball 4 in the outside corner. So another walk issued, and Luckett on base for the 3rd time. So Lauren Lindsay will step in. A double her first time up, hit by a pitch her last appearance. Duskin has hit 3 batters this afternoon after coming in hitting only 16 in 40 games up to this point. As that one is sent out into right field, and the catch is made there by Pitt, and Luckett will tag, and she'll make it up to second base. So a good job there by Luckett to recognize that ball was going to be caught and to use her speed to get into scoring position. 1 down here in the 4th.
Almost got doubled up there. Really nice job by the right fielder to get to that one quickly. Briley Pitt caught it about, 2 feet foul territory and actually threw a strike, so really close to a double play there.
Yeah, her body was carrying her towards the fence over there by the Jones bullpen, and she did a good job to spin and turn and get that back in as that ball is laced foul down the right field line. Boy, Pope and Lindsay are violent when they swing the bat and hit the ball. You just feel that with where we are. That was hammered. Pope is 0 for 1. She flew out last time to the plate. And this one ripped into the right center field gap, down for a base hit. That's going to easily score Luckett. And it's an RBI single for Lauren Pope, her 27th on the year. And Jones now leads it 7-0.
And I wonder if we will run for Pope here. I think that's what we're going to do. Like Coach Robinson, he wants that 8th run. He wants to get that runner in scoring position. Probably going to see Madison Jones is going to come out and pinch run. Either Madison Jones or Micah Hall. Can't tell because of the long hair there. It's either 5 or 7. If it's 7, that's Micah Hall will be running at first base. But, yeah, he wants to get that lead runner and get that 8th run. I look for Hall to be taken off here, probably first pitch.
It will be Micah Hall who will pinch run at first base for the catcher, Lauren Pope. And Hall on the year, 14 for 16 in stolen bases. By the way, she hits 400. So if she gets a chance to bat, another one of these hitters that's had a terrific year. Well, Megan Nguyen is now going to step in, 1 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a 2 RBI single. She actually has 3 RBIs on the day, and she is hit on the first pitch inside. That's the 4th hit batter for Duskin today, as Nguyen will walk down to first base, and kind of reminds me of what happened to Tia Rain Saunders, who got hit kind of that same spot, left hand. And she's going to take a moment, I think, to try to get the pain out before she gets down to first base. That will move Hall into scoring position, and Duskin just continues to really struggle here this afternoon. So that will bring up Macy Knight, 1 for 2, RBI single and a ground out. As Knight now with 27 RBIs on the year. 28 would at least give Jones a chance for the run rule. And she squares to bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. So the run rule in effect, 8 after 5. Tigers, if you look ahead to the 5th inning, we'll have 6, 7, and 8. All 0 for 1, all via the strikeout. The 1-0, and that one's high. 2 balls and no strikes.
You know, Duskin just has not looked comfortable in the circle at all. I mean, she just hasn't hit her spots. It's fallen behind hitters and just doesn't look comfortable at all.
Yeah, even from the first pitch of the game, she has really labored. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, took something off that one. And Milhorn will try to throw back and haul in safely. That worked back in the first inning when Taisha Cole got to second base and took too large of a secondary lead, and Milhorn threw behind her, and they got her in a rundown. And you know that the quickest way to get into the doghouse of Chris Robinson would be for Micah Hall to get picked off out there at second base, considering she represents what could be the winning run for the Bobcats. The 2-1, outside, 3-1. And now Duskin in danger of walking the bases loaded. T-Rain Saunders on deck for Jones. The 3-1, breaking pitch. Boy, really good changeup. And we talked about Duskin pitching backwards. When she's been successful, that's what she's been able to do. Let's get these Jones hitters out in front. Runs the count full. I would imagine we're going to see some activity on the base paths. We do, but this one is a high fly ball to center. And under it is Harrison for the out, 2 away. And that's a big out for Duskin. And a chance to get out of this without giving up anything more.
Well, the Bobcats have scored 4 with 2 outs. I still think Jones will be trying to move the runners one way or the other to second and third, whether it's, you know, looking the ball down, or I expect him to be aggressive to move the runners.
Saunders, so there you go right there. The ball was in the dirt, and Hall took the extra base, so she now moves up 60 feet. Good job by Milhorn to block it, and it actually ended up keeping Megan Nguyen over at first base. But now Tigers have to be good defensively. Any bobbled ball or a pass ball or wild pitch, and it's going to be 8-0, and the Bobcats will be able to potentially shorten this game. Saunders 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch and grounded out to Clanton at shortstop her last time up, and she looks at a pitch outside of the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. Saunders, 394 hitter. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and Nguyen just jogs down to second base. Catcher's indifference there. So that puts runners at second and third, as Milhorn wasn't going to try and throw down to second base and allow Hall a chance to come home. The 2-1, this one chopped back up the middle, off the glove of Duskin. That's going to score Hall. Everybody safe. It's an infield RBI single for Saunders, and the Bobcats now lead it 8-0.
Yeah, the 5th run with 2 outs, another ball that's not hit out of the infield. And if you're Duskin, you know, you're probably beating yourself up there. You got to let your infield work behind you. She just saw it, wanted to stab at it, make the play to get out of the inning, but sometimes you just gotta let it go.
32 RBIs on the year now for Saunders, and that will bring up Kat Wallace, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. And I'm with you. You know, if you're Duskin, it's kind of hard to tell her not to try and snag that. Just a bad break for the Tigers. And Jones, with 2 in the inning, now has an 8-0 lead, so they will have a chance, no matter what happens the rest of this inning, to run rule this. And now there's a run down, and Nguyen does score. That's going to be 9-0. Saunders is going to be tagged out, and Jones adds 3 in the 4th, and now the Bobcats lead at 9-0 and 3 outs away from securing a Game 1 victory here in the state softball tournament. We're back after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
Top of the fifth we go. Game number one. Jones leads at 9-0 over the Northeast Tigers, and the run rule in effect. So the Bobcats looking for 3 outs and a win to tomorrow's winners bracket round. Northeast, this is a double elimination tournament. Northeast will get a chance to play tomorrow, but if they don't put up a huge comeback, it will be tomorrow morning, and they will be playing without their head coach, Jody Long, who was ejected earlier in this contest. So it's been a tough day for the Tigers. We'll see if they can muster up anything here in the fifth. First pitch is a high fly ball into center field. And the catch is made out there by Edwards for out number 1. So Taylor King takes the first pitch and flies out.
If I'm Northeast, I think I would have started hacking a little earlier in the game. You know, they sat back and watched a lot of pitches early, but something else in years past, that ball probably would have gotten out of here. And I was talking to Coach Kirtland before the game, or Coach Kurt before the game, sorry, and he said it's 220 in center and 190 down the line. So I think in years past, that ball's probably gone.
Yeah, the last 2 outs recorded actually by Jones were fly ball outs. Demi Lindsay hit one in the 4th, and King hits one there to start the 5th. Off the bat, you know, they were hit very well, and with a little bit of wind blowing towards left center field, they may have been out. Faith Fontenot, the third baseman, steps in, and she is quickly behind at the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking back in the second. As Luckett continues to pound the strike zone. She's got 7 strikeouts here in the contest, 88 now on the season. Swing and a miss, another strikeout, make it 8 Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Nia Luckett. Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. Visit RenaissanceBank.com. As Fontenot finishes 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, and now the last at-bat of the day for the Tigers potentially belongs to Hannah Milhorn, the catcher, 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second. Trying to keep the game alive, and the Tigers' hopes of advancing into the winner's bracket game. Going to be a tall task, though. 9-0 Jones on top. Luckett has been great for 4 2/3. Yeah, and that pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, sorry, 8 strikeouts, allowed just 1 hit, and that 1 hit, I believe, was what, the first or second batter of the game?
Second, Cassidy Duskin.
So she's been great ever since the first.
No walk, I beg your pardon, 1 walk. I keep forgetting about that walk to Carolina Clark, even though I've got it right there in front of me. And this one blooped backside and will hit the net and roll right in front of us and probably hang out for a while.
And Jeremy, those that may not follow junior college softball, this is the conference tournament. Next week is the region tournament at Eunice, Louisiana. So the first day winners in this tournament are automatically into next week. So Jones trying to punch their ticket. Itawamba's already in. LSU Eunice is in. So the 4 teams from this tournament will advance to next week in Eunice.
Bobcats are 1 strike away from doing it as Milhorn chops that one foul behind home plate. The count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Luckett, we came in talking about her ability, to really pitch, mix pitches, and use speed. She has primarily just dominated with the fastball today, particularly the righties, and has been fantastic. The 1-2 pitch, and that one stays downstairs. And for the first time today, she looked a little frustrated. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think she thought she had gotten her 9th strikeout of the day and finished it. The 2-2 pitch, and that one fouled back. And Milhorn battling up there to play. Good at bat here for Hannah Milhorn. Catcher from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just a freshman. In fact, well, because of COVID, obviously, but everybody is listed on this Northeast roster is a freshman. The 2-2 pitch, and that one high for ball 3, 3-2. So Milhorn has done a good job here to at least make Luckett work a little bit here with 1 out to go in the 5th. First time today she's going to a full count pitch. Here it is, and that one is downstairs. So a really nice at bat there by Milhorn to keep the inning going. Second walk issued by Luckett. First time Milhorn has been on base, and that's the first base runner for the Tigers since Caroline Clark drew a walk back in the first inning. And now she will be pinch run for by Albany Wyndham, number 8 for the Tigers.
Running for the Tigers is number 8, Albany Wyndham.
And that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Tori Harrison, center fielder, 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the third.
For the Tigers is number 11, Tori Harrison.
Wyndham on the year, 2 for 2 in stolen bases as that first pitch misses outside for ball 1. I don't think you're going to see a stolen base attempt, but in the event, there's the number. And as Harrison swings and misses through that pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Luckett looking for her 10th win of the year, would be one of 3 Bobcat pitchers with double-digit wins.
The 1-1, there's a fastball right down the middle for strike 2. And again, the Tigers are down to their final out of the contest. Northwest and Gulf Coast will be our game 2 action this afternoon. And this one is laced into left field, down for a base hit in front of Saunders. And so the Tigers continue to stay alive here. Second hit for Northeast off of Luckett. Runners at first and second, and now we'll see the top of the order again. And number 10, Briley Pitt. Well, if you're the Bobcats, the one thing that does benefit you is that Northeast can score a run, and they can still get the run rule. 8 after 5 is the rule. Briley Pitt 0 for 2. Takes the first pitch in there for a called strike. She took the first pitch of the game and hammered one to deep right field. That was eventually caught by Megan Nguyen, and then ripped a ground ball to shortstop her last time at the plate. So 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Swings and misses, so she foul tips that one. And now for the 3rd consecutive batter, the Tigers are down to their last strike. They've somehow been able to wiggle off. Milhorn with a great at bat to draw a walk, and then Harrison able to get a base hit left side. The 0-2, this one ripped and caught right there at shortstop by Macy Knight, and that will end the contest as the Jones Bobcats get a Game 1 win over the Northeast Tigers by a final score of 9-0. We'll take a break, come back and wrap this one up and get you set for game number 2 this afternoon. You're watching the 2021 MACCC State Softball Tournament here in Fulton on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The tats right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
Welcome back to Fulton. Jeremy Kennedy, Kevin Maloney with you. Game number 1 where the Jones Bobcats win at 9-0 in a run roll over the Northeast Tigers. Well, forget all the strikeouts brought to you by Renaissance Bank, and also the postgame brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Visit RenaissanceBank.com to learn more about their rewards extra checking accounts. Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. And what we understood today, Kevin, was just how good Nia Luckett was. She went a complete game shutout, 8 strikeouts, only gave up 2 hits, 1 walk, and not a runner past second base. And we could talk about the offense in a second, but she was the difference, and she set the tone early for the Bobcats.
Yeah, first pitch of the game, ball gets drilled out to right field for a fly out. Then the next 2 get on for Northeast. They got to second and third, and you're thinking, okay, this is a big spot in the game. She works her way out of it with back-to-back strikeouts, and it was all her from there. You know, Jones took advantage of a couple opportunities. We mentioned the ball that was called foul that would have been 2-0 in the first, ended up being 4-0 in the first. Just a couple things. You know, Northeast was just on the wrong side today. You know, it's just one of those things. Sometimes you catch a couple breaks. I think Jones hit 2 balls out of the infield. Jones put the ball in play. It's just one of those scenarios where both teams were just, you know, couldn't work ahead today. If you're Duskin, and on the opposite side of that, Luckett was just locked in. She was ahead of almost every hitter. I believe you said she went three balls to 2 hitters or walked 2 batters. So was just, yeah, she was zoned in.
Yeah, she was. You're right. She set the tone early, and it felt like when the Tigers didn't get a run or 2 early, they missed a golden opportunity. Luckett was able to settle in, and then her offense, of which she is a part, really got things going. They put up a 4 spot in the first inning. Luckett actually had 2 hits on the afternoon, and then, you know, the offense just continued to get going. Big day for Megan Nguyen, 3 RBIs for her. Nobody struck out for the Bobcats as they put up 9 runs, had double-digit hits, just really dominated as they typically do now. 35 and 7 on, or beg your pardon, 36 and 7 on the year. Northeast drops to 23 and 18. That will move Gulf Coast into the winners bracket game tomorrow afternoon. And then for Northeast, that will put them right back here tomorrow at noon to face the loser of our next game, which is Northwest and Gulf Coast. So, Kevin, obviously you've seen this team play a lot this year for Jones. A dominant performance and another one by run rule.
Yeah, 14 straight wins. Definitely Jones is playing its best softball of the year, 12 of those 14 via the run rule. I know there was some extra oomph kind of in the game today after Northeast really hammered us at our place. It was a split, but Northeast played extremely well back in Ellisville early in the year, so it's kind of more of a statement win, like, hey, we're here to play this week. And, of course, everybody didn't get to play this tournament last year. You know, you're playing your first conference tournament in 2 years. You're wanting to make a statement early. But something else in the game, you know, Jones scores, I believe, 5 of their 9 with 2 outs. So just overall, they just put it completely together today, and we'll have more great softball throughout the rest of the week, but the Bobcats play at 5 o'clock tomorrow against the winner of this game coming up, Gulf Coast and Northwest. And as you mentioned, Northeast will get the loser of this game tomorrow at noon, I believe.
Yeah, it'll be
and
noon
right
tomorrow.
Right here on Let's Go ICC TV.
Yeah, and so for Jones, as we've talked about, a dominant performance, doing exactly what they wanted to do, punch their ticket to the Region 23 tournament next week. ICC already there. So the Bobcats, the winner in game number 1, 9-0 over the Northeast Tigers. Coming up at 2:30 will be the Northwest and Gulf Coast matchup. I'll be back for that one, and we'll see how that one shakes out because, as you mentioned it, the winner will get Jones, the loser will get Northeast. So that will wrap it up for game number 1. Bobcats win at 9-0 in a run rule. Thanks so much for watching. For Kevin Maloney, I'm Jeremy Kennedy. We'll see you back here at 2:30 for game number 2 of the ICC-sponsored state tournament softball here in Fulton on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
You live life on your own terms. You won't be told what you can't do, and we're here to back you. From the boardroom to the big stage, Renaissance Bank supports women striving for success. Because greatness isn't held to anyone's expectations, except yours. So if anyone says you can't, prove them wrong. Rise with Renaissance, supporting women in the communities they influence every day.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The top's right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.